attended by 21 municipalities representing over 1,000 volunteer firefighters and 40 fire stations throughout the three-county area. Very well attended, and there's been some desire to move forward, possibly have a second meeting and possibly get a resolution to take to Roma Convention. And the fire board met last week, and we have received the tanker truck in Arcona. The new tanker truck was there, and firemen are pleased with it. It looks like it'll serve the area for a good number of years. I have one more emerging issue that I'll probably need a motion to ask for. John has, he did a report this morning, but then he wasn't well and he went home. So the siding and waterproofing on the north side of the Old Forest Arena, the curling club, there's water leaking. It's getting into the renovations and it needs some siding and flashing. It costs about $4,200, and there's funds in the Rec and Leisure Reserve. Councillor Scott?
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
Second by Councillor Johnston. All in favor of that? Carried. Thank you. New business.
It's going to cost $4,200.
Yeah, I'd like to have a little discussion with council with regards to some developments that happened since the Tri-Municipal Board met. And South Huron made it clear that they could only go with a single train. It would only because of the financial issues. And that it was obvious that we can't go with a single train because we'll actually have less capacity than we would have had in lagoons currently. And also it became evident to me through discussions with Blue Water as well that they're depending on clause 46 from the tri-municipal agreement that states that if you are with a withdrawing party, you potentially can have your capacity held for up to 10 years. So if you officially withdraw, you still have the right to come back in within 10 years. But in the meantime, you don't have to pay any capital costs and you don't have to pay any operating costs at all. So, in light of this, we have South Huron that's clearly not going to be in if it's a full bill, a double train.
That hasn't been decided yet.
But it hasn't decided, but they made it very clear.
We're going to discuss this next
No, I'd
Tuesday,
like
right?
to just talk this through if I could, because I need some clarity here.
It's
And
been
so,
on the agenda though. If you're
it's an emergent issue.
if it's an emerging issue, then it would take a 2/3 vote.
We've never had a 2/3 vote before, it's an emerging issue. We
did.
can have emerging issues.
It is
Without
slated for
two-thirds
next
vote.
Tuesday. All of it, like, we're going to take
The whole
full
thing.
discussion next
Full
Tuesday.
discussion.
Yeah.
But I just want to ask one question specifically. And yes, we can go wait till next Tuesday as well. But I just want to know whether this municipality has the intent to go forward with an $11 million cost and a $1.4 million annual operating cost on our own. And we can discuss this more fully next Tuesday, that's fine, but to me, I think we have to think about this in advance and give it some consideration, because it's $11 million if in fact, and part of the problem is that we're not getting feedback from either of these municipalities, like, until the 31st. They're holding up to the 31st to make final decisions and to tell us. So we're basically all making a decision together without a full knowledge of whether they're planning to pay the amounts or not.
Well, we have not
So-
made that decision. Our council has made the decision that we're in with the agreement, under the terms of the agreement, and that's where we stand right now. We haven't made a decision, we're going on our own. We don't know whether the other municipalities are in or out, so.
Yeah.
So, what's wrong with it?
There's for you to Deputy Mayor, I think you probably preach into the choir when it comes down to we have to discuss this full and everything, and that's why we're doing this next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I really hope, I want to wait till next Tuesday, let's go.
Can I ask one question?
to in the last council, we directed staff to bring us back reports that had all those numbers and figures in.
Those numbers.
We'll have that.
With regards to that, does that report actually include the costs without zones 3 and 4 if we don't get the $37 million to $60 million to do that? Any kind of grant assistance to help to cover the cost, the proposed costs of a collection system in zones 3 and 4, which is estimated to be $37 million to $60 million. If we don't get enough to move forward on that, then we have to consider what the cost will be for the users if zones 3 and 4 are not.
Again, my point of order.
Is that going to be
This is all coming in the report, this is all
Will it,
excuses.
everything to do with zones 3 and 4, in and out, all of that?
You know it's coming in the report. Seen the report?
Okay, as long as it's going to be a part of the report, because I would do want assurance that the zone 3 and 4 out would not, we were going to get numbers
That bomb
that
and
included
never happened.
not including zone 3 and 4 in that.
We're looking at all options.
Okay, very good.
Okay?
That's a $50 a dozen.
Discussion period, we have a couple items to go in camera about after that. So opportunity for the public, for the press to make an inquiry as to items of business on the agenda. If you state your name and what item you're asking clarification on, please. Mr. Sharon.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, Deputy Mayor Dagg asked about the intake protection area. I don't know if she's heard or not, but Dunn at the Blue Water Pit stated very clearly that if there was any contamination in the lake, that the source water people would order all the septic tanks closed in the semicircle covering that area. That was refuted by Kathy Brown. It has never been discussed, it has never been a problem. It was a problem that would be existing now. So the question is a very good one, but it's cognizant of a lot of the stuff that's been said, which is not 100% accurate. So I think you better look at a lot of stuff.
Is there a question?
Yeah, I don't, what,
No, I'm just saying,
we just
the question
confirming
is council gonna look at these things? You keep saying you're gonna, let me finish, Martin. You keep saying the report's coming. You said that for over 2 years, that we're gonna have all this information in due course. You will not answer questions when you ask. How are you gonna start answering?
Thank you.
May I just tell you, because I'm on the order.
From,
When it comes to source protection, everybody's liable, it comes under the Walkerton Act, and we are all liable for source water protection. There's a whole bunch of stuff that comes underneath that. So believe me, there's organizations all the way up the stratosphere through the provincial and federal, and all the way down, as you're well aware, I'm sure, that are responsible and continuously looking at our water source protection. So if you're looking at worst case scenarios, yeah, you know what, if it's contaminated, of course you're going to shut it down. Has to be, because otherwise you're going to contaminate a lot of people possibly. I'm not going to discuss it. I'm just letting you know that's what's in the Walkerton Act, sir.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, seeing no one else, we'll take a break for a couple minutes and we'll go in camera. We have a personnel matter under section 239. Solicitor time for